What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and we're here with the God tier S car. This is my personal favorite car in S class. When I drive this, it's because I'm in try-hard mode. I think it's better than the F40 because it accelerates harder. It's very predictable, and so it outruns the Golf in every track except for maybe Rapid Transit. I do a 235 on Rapid Transit in this car, which is a very good time. It's awesome. I already did a build video on this. Nothing has changed, but a lot of you guys have not seen that. I've had a lot of new people come to the channel since then. So I needed to re-release it, refresh it, bring it to you with just the build, no fluff. One race of gameplay footage afterwards. We're going to keep it short and sweet. This thing is top tier. Do not skip on this if you do not have the 71 Skyline unlocked. Go grind it, you guys. Today's the day. You need this car. Let's dig right in. So, for the performance side of things, the engine we are running is second from the right. It is the 2.9 liter V8. I've tried many other motors in this car. Actually, I've tried all the other motors in this car. This is the one. This gives you the most horsepower and the most torque. It will walk down everything. The only car that runs away from this in S class is the Golf, and the Golf is almost undrivable, and it doesn't accelerate, and there's just so many things the Golf doesn't do that this does, that this puts it tiers above that car easily, in my opinion. For the parts, you are running a full Elite Platinum build on this engine. So you're going to do Elite Platinum induction. You're going to do Elite Platinum ECU. You're going to do Elite Platinum fuel system. Elite Platinum exhaust. Elite Platinum Roots supercharger. We do the Roots because it gives it the most acceleration everywhere else that's not the top of the gear. This does have a 7-speed transmission. I've tried it with the turbo. The little bit of extra horsepower you gain is not worth trading 100 foot-pounds of torque. You see the difference there? We go from 738 to 637. You add 27 horsepower and you knock off 100 foot-pounds of torque. So the torque's really valuable in this car. It just gets it going. Root supercharger. Sport bronze nitrous bottle. Elite road suspension. Basic iron brakes. Elite grip platinum tires. You're going to be running just the basic iron clutch. You are going to be running the super gold 7-speed transmission. We run the 7-speed because it gets us up to 208. You knock it down to a pro, it does 194. You knock it down even further, the points that you gain by doing this, you can't put into the car. You could just trade with nitrous or a clutch or something of that nature. You're not able to put any better parts on it. We've got the best engine parts that we can. And so the 7-speed gets us up to that 208 top speed, and this car hits it. And in S class, that's amazing. Having a car that will do 200 plus is excellent. 208 is really good because you walk on everything else. This walks on the F1. It walks away from the F1. It gets up to speed and walks on the F40 we just built. And then once you pass it, it walks away. The power to weight ratio in this car is second to none, other than I think maybe the Golf. But the Golf is front wheel drive. It doesn't grip. It's hard to drive. You have to turn it with the handbrake. Don't get me wrong, you can do some incredible times on the Golf, but this is a lobby slayer for the masses. We are running the Platinum Elite differential. You need it. The car only does 80% grip when you max it out, so run that. We are running nitrous drift and nitrous grip because you will do both with this car. Let's go to the handling. With all of the parts being said, you're going to run 811 on your horsepower, 738 on your foot-pounds of torque. 10.4 quarter mile, you can ignore that. This thing is a rocket ship when you get a perfect start. 3.8, 0 to 60, doesn't matter. You're going to launch this car in 5th gear if you're a manual player. As an automatic player, just get a perfect start. This car is perfect for anyone. Manual, automatic, doesn't matter. This is the car. Is it easy to drive? No, I would say this is an expert tier level car to drive. It will get a little squirrely. It's rowdy. You've got a ton of torque and you've got a ton of horsepower crammed into a very little car. But it's rear-wheel drive and it's amazing. This is what I go online with and I slay. As a crew, the Cornnut crew, we've got a little personal lap time leaderboard just to compare times. This car is on 70% of every track that we've got in S-Class. I think there's 2 tracks in S-Class that are not set by this car. Everything else is record this. When I say something is the best, I mean, if you get this car and you build this car, or if somebody came to me, they're like, hey, Alex, you have to do every playlist in S-Class. You get one car to pick. What are you going to pick? I pick this one. Does that mean I'm going to win every single race with it? No. Lakeside, this car is really hard to drive on Lakeside. It's the one that goes around the lake and it's all dirt and it's just terrible. This car probably isn't the Lakeside. Are there other cars like maybe Blue Collar that are faster than this one because of the tight corners and the everything else that goes with it? Yes, but if I had to pick one car for all the playlists, I'd pick this one, and at the end of it all, I'd take more wins in this car than any other one. That's why I say it's the best. Are there other cars that on specific tracks are better? Yes. But this is the best overall. At the end of the day, at the end of the championship, at the end of the playlist, you'll have more wins in this car than any of the others. If you don't have this one unlocked, go unlock it. Plain and simple. Go unlock it. Drive it. It slays. And I don't want to hear in the comments that your car has a better 0 to 60. That doesn't matter. I don't want to hear in the comments that your car that you built has a higher top speed. It probably doesn't get there in S-Class. Like, if you think your car's fast, come and join me on stream. I'll race you in this thing and we'll see what's up. This car slays. I put my Cornnut crew seal of approval on this one. It's the best car that you can get, you guys. That's why I say it's God tier. It's the only car in the game that I feel is that way. It's not cheese. There's some other insane cars. The RSR and B class, perfect. S plus class, the Regera, God tier. What the Regera does in S plus, I think this car is capable of in S. It's not quite as far of a skill gap because there's other cars that are competitive, but this thing really is that good. For the handling, 80% grip, slide it all the way to the left. Steering sensitivity, I'm 2 clicks up. This car is rowdy. It'll counter steer, it'll do a lot on you. If it gets uncontrollable out of the corners, back that slider down. Put it lower on the steering sensitivity. Help yourself out. Don't be ashamed to do that. It makes the car a little easier to drive. So if you're having problems with it, like it starts to turn in and does crazy stuff, just run it the other way. I run it a couple clicks high, make it work. Downforce, this is important. You have to have the downforce all the way high. If you don't, it takes it right out of the class. Anywhere else in here is either a 330 or a 334. Lots of people don't watch the whole build video. They just get the parts and then they wonder why the car's in S+. It's because you don't follow the whole video. 329, full downforce, and the car needs it, so let me tell you. Traction control off. Drift entry, I have brake tap. I've been experimenting with brake tap or gas tap. You might just turn that off and make the car drivable for yourself. For myself, I've been working with both of them, trying to find out the best way to micro drift. So right now I'm running brake tap. But you guys, do whatever's best for yourself. All in all, that is going to give you the Nissan Skyline GT-R KPGC 10, 1971. This car slays. It's my favorite. Go through all of my videos. You've never seen me put a God tier stamp on anything. This isn't clickbait. This is my car. I was the first one on the scene with this build. There's nobody else that built this or had a video out before me. This is the one. If there is a car that represents my build's quality, this is it. I love this car. It slaps. I got one race with gameplay footage, and it was me doing a 235 on rapid transit, which is pretty cooking. The best time that we've ever run in this car is like a 234 as a crew. Does that mean it's the best you can do? No, I think there's probably room. It's hard to get that perfect corner and get good traffic spawns, but at the end of the day, this is the car. If you guys have ever come and watch my streams, you see that this thing is like the cream of the crop. Thank you so much for hanging out and supporting my channel. We're growing, and it's all thanks to you guys watching. Stay tuned for the one gameplay video I got for you. I usually do 3, but I'm kind of trying to keep it shorter for this build because I've already got it. I'm just re-releasing it so people will see it that maybe have not seen it. Other than that, I'm thankful for you. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm Alex Cornnut, your wheelman. Bye-bye. Here it is, rapid transit in the Golf. When I was recording, apparently it didn't record the game sound, so we're going to run it with no game audio, but that's alright. We're here for the footage, right? We're launching this car in a very high gear. You can launch it in 4th or 5th. On this one, I launched it in 4th. It just means that right when you run out of nitrous, you're going to shift right into 5th. Boom, right there. But as an automatic player, you guys, you can run this in automatic and be just fine. This car is good for literally anyone. So we're already going 170 right off the jump. We're going to slide into this. I e-brake a little bit, downshift to 6th or 5th, depends on how I'm doing in the corner. 6th is a little taller, but at the end of the day, we're just wanting to use our yellow boost, get a grip turn there, and just accelerate out. This is the most competitive track for the Golf, in my opinion. That or blue collar, because you can do some wall rides and get crazy on it. But this thing is amazing. This isn't a super grip car, super handling car. This is something that's a little drifty. But it goes so fast. It accelerates so hard. The horsepower to the weight on this thing is just out of balance in a way that makes the car very exciting to drive. It's very rewarding. And so we're already going 200 plus. With Redline Tech, it does 208, right like the top speed says. If you just hold the throttle full speed, it does about 206, bouncing off the rev limiter. So we just drift in a little bit, staying in 6th right there to get a nice grip turn. I had to use my yellow boost before it expired. I was trying to get a 3 bar, but it just didn't work out. And that's kind of the difference. If you want to do record-breaking times, you got to get perfect grip turns and just get the most out of it. I could be running in oncoming right now to get a little bit more boost, but I like to run that middle line to be safe. Try to stay on those tracks as much as you can to try to avoid going in the dirt and slowing down. Using all of our nitrous around this corner to get up to speed and making one long corner so that way we come out of this with a good yellow bar. Almost 3, not quite. Back up to top speed again. This car is amazing, guys. Like, if you've not driven this, you need to. It really will change the way you look at S-Class. It's not easy to drive. I mean, it's rowdy. This car is rowdy. And I've got tons of gameplay footage on it, but I wasn't trying to make a 20-minute video on something that a lot of people already know about. And really, it doesn't matter how the car looks. Just trust me on this one, you guys. This car slays. Once again, we're already going around 200 mile an hour in this section of the track. If you guys want to compare this to your fast cars, do rapid transit in literally your favorite car and just see how you finish. Like this is a clean run, don't get me wrong, but it's not a perfect run. It's not a flawless run. It's just a good run that shows the exhibition of speed that this car can do. I mean, going top speed in this vehicle before you even hit the straightaway is insane. There it is. Pretty quick. I'm thankful for you guys. Thanks for sticking around and watching the gameplay footage. There's a 235. It says everybody else was in that car, and no, they weren't. But that's okay. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.